Hello and welcome to Punakha. And well, I just realized that I've been a total moron and recorded this entire video diary in portrait mode rather than landscape, which well, doesn't really fit into TV or YouTube or proper video format, but since I've done the last 12 days this way, I thought I'd continue this stupid tradition and just, I don't know, put some frilly bits around the sides, something to pad it out and make it fit the video format. Well, we're now in Punakha. I don't know whether you can see very much mountains in the distance. It's a bit foggy today. And over there, somewhere there, just you can see all the little rice fields. Well, not exhausted anymore. I actually slept in bed for the first time in a long time and feeling a lot better now. And you have no idea how good it feels to take a warm shower with flowing hot water, or sleep in a bed, or recharge this mobile phone, which actually went down to less than 10% yesterday, with me trying to stay in contact with a few people that I actually care about, or well, people that I care about the most. So I just turned my phone on, sent a message and turned it back off just to save the energy and make it last 12 days, which is pretty impressive actually. I'm surprised, especially because a lot of things the battery just drains just because it's cold. Like, even if you don't use it, even if you switch it off, if your phone gets cold, it'll lose 20% just overnight because it's cold. So I always tucked it into my sleeping bag to make it last a little bit longer. But yeah, it's been a really impressive trek. We've had beautiful weather for most of the time, except for Lingshi-Laya-Gasa, which is the 5,005 meter pass, where it was snowing and windy and foggy and you couldn't see anything. And initially we were very worried when we got up in the morning. It was all snowed in. We thought, oh crap, the horses can't actually go over the pass if it's snowy. So usually they transfer to yaks to carry all your stuff through the snow, because the yaks are fine with it, whereas horses don't actually get along with snow very well. But it was about 15 to 20 centimeters of snow, so they still managed to get the horses across and well, all made it. And then the day after that the weather got better. It was pretty disgusting sleeping after the Lingshi-Laya in the tents, because obviously they had to pack up it, like our whole group had to pack up everything with the snow or in the snow, so everything got totally soaked. And then in the morning or in the evening when we got there, you went into your tent and there was a bit of water in the tent, and the mattresses were soaked and all your clothes were soaked, and because it was still cold you couldn't really dry at all. But other than the Lingshi-Laya, we had beautiful weather all the way through, or most of the time. And yeah, I'm really glad we made it. We walked probably more than 200 kilometers in the last 12 days, which is a massive amount, and I don't think my legs have ever gotten this much exercise. I think I might not do any exercise for the rest of the year, at least not for my legs, because I feel, geez, we walked insane amounts. But it was really beautiful. And yeah, even Punakha is promising to be a nice day. It's sunny, and we're driving to Thimphu today, spending 2 days in Thimphu, then we're flying to Paro. Oh sorry, not flying, you can't really fly all that much in Bhutan. We're driving to Paro. In Paro, where I'm going to spend 1 day. Then from Paro we're flying out back to Kathmandu, and from Kathmandu I'll go back to Melbourne via Bangkok. It's a beautiful country. The people are really friendly. Reminds me a little bit of Japan, like a little bit Asian culture with the whole family hierarchy and respect thing going on. It's really beautiful, really calm, because well, Bhutan has 700,000 people for the whole country, which isn't really very much. So it's very sparsely populated. Most of it is rice fields or just untouched mountain ranges, which is really beautiful. So yeah, it's been a great trip. I'm really glad to be back in civilization, be able to shower and clean and shave and have a full-sized mirror. I can see my whole face. I can actually see what I'm doing when I'm shaving. Whereas when I did it in the tent, usually my goatee ends up being crooked, like going one way or the other, because I can't see. I've got like a tiny mirror on me to see a little bit. And of course I'm looking back to going back home and all seeing my friends, family again, and just spend some time, do some videos, actually pack this whole thing up into a nice little video blog. And yeah, because I'm recording it in portrait mode, and now I'm very aware of it, I'll just put some frilly bits around the sides. So I don't know what I'll do to make it fit. Maybe I'll crop it. But yeah, very exciting. We're about to have some breakfast, and I believe it's going to be like a continental buffet style thing with some Bhutanese food. So I'm looking forward to that. The food's been really good on the trip. We had a really good cook with us, Jimmy, who kind of managed to make really nice Bhutanese food with very little, given that, you know, we were tenting all the time. So they set up a small tent, which was a cooking tent, and they did all the cooking in there with just some pots and pans and open fires, and it was really impressive. Most of it was very spicy, like a lot of imadatsu, which is like chili with a milky cheese sauce. A lot of red rice, because red rice grows everywhere. All the rice fields, by the way, is red rice. It's not the standard white rice we know. Red rice. It's got a bit more taste. It's a bit tougher to eat as well, but it's actually really nice. And then we had a lot of other things. Usually a lot of ginger in everything, even the tea. Like you get ginger water because it helps with the high altitude. I'm not a big fan of ginger, but yeah, you kind of learn to live with it. Most foods had ginger in it as well. After a while, you kind of stop noticing, but everything was really, really nice. Although, yes, like yesterday, I think we stuffed ourselves on the buffet just because it was, well, mostly continental food, and we haven't had it in 12 days. It was really funny as well. At the end of the trip, we got to Gasa. We walked down Gasa and we saw a street for the first time in 12 days. It was like there was a street, like an actual, well, street, a dirt road. And there was a car on it, and we hadn't seen a car in 12 days because everything, our whole crew, everything's being transported with horses. So we had a whole crew with us anyways, which were 2 horsemen. I think we had 10 horses or 11 horses. We had a cook, a lot of helpers to pack up everything and unpack everything to bring us the food. So we, in comparison to the rest of the crew, we were really pampered actually during the trip. We had a lot of people look after us and guide us, and some people, you know, they carry the lunch around, they bring tea. And so, strangely enough, well, I mean, it was really draining, just walking about almost 20 kilometers every day, and it's up and down the mountains. It's not flat. It's really exhausting, and I think I'm a fit person, and I thought it was really exhausting after 8-9 hours of hiking up and down the mountains, really rocky, rough, muddy terrain. Really drained, and you kind of just want to lie down and have something to eat and sleep for 10 hours. But there were quite a lot of people on the mountains as well who just didn't make it. Like a lot of older people especially, who I get the feeling they just kind of had the money to come to Bhutan and think, oh well, I can pay someone to get me across this mountain or across this track. Our trek was 12 days. There's another track. I think it's one of the hardest ranked hiking treks that you can do in the world. It's called the Snowman Track. It's actually, we did the first 12 days of it, but then we came back to the civilization. You can actually continue on for another 23 days. All the way through the mountains. You're going up over passes like 6,500 meters high, and you sleep in the snow. Well, not in the snow, in the tent in the snow. But it's really draining. There were a lot of people who kind of just started it and then failed, had heart problems, had to be lifted out with a helicopter by the Indian Army for $4,000 or just walk back down, just kind of defeated by not being able to walk 20 kilometers a day and up and down the mountains or deal with high altitude. So we met a lot of people who just kind of failed at the tracks that they were trying. They just gave up and had to turn around, or they claimed to have bad weather, which we didn't really get. We got really good weather since it's October, so it's autumn, which is after the monsoon season, which is summer here in Bhutan. But overall, it was a beautiful trek, and we're really glad with the weather. We're really lucky with the guards. The whole crew was fantastic. The cooking was good. All the helpers, the horsemen, everybody. We're going to meet up with a few of them on Wednesday, I think. A few of the younger ones want to take us out clubbing, so we'll see how that one goes up in Thimphu. But yeah, looking forward to that, and I might do another wrap-up maybe when I'm in Melbourne, but I'll see. I'll have to figure out what I do with this portrait mode video that I've been recording stupidly. But yeah, it's been really exciting, and beautiful country, and there's someone taking photos of me. Hi, Dad. But he's got a really nice view out of his room. I still have to check it out. I haven't yet. But yeah, looking forward to the rest of the trip. A few more days in Bhutan, and then flying out to Kathmandu and via Kathmandu back to Melbourne. And then I'll be putting all of this online for everyone to check it out who's interested in Bhutan and trekking in Bhutan. And yeah, until then, I'll see you later.